You know what? I was actually hoping that the neighbors would run the chainsaw during the middle of my video today. So thanks, guys. Anyway, the Samsung Lions take on the Doosan Bears, and that's going to be a 5:30 a.m. Eastern first pitch. The Bears are the $2.75 favorite. Totals 9.5. Juice 20 cents to the over. The Lions are plus $2 for some money line cash. And if you like the Bears to cover the run line, they're minus a buck and a quarter, laying the run and a half. And following Tuesday's sports wagering action, I improved to 15-2 in my last 17 extra daily pick tier package plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. And that's a website where I sell really great sports pick subscriptions beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. Now, the extra daily pick is one of those packages that I sell on that website, as I'm also 20-5 in my last 25 picks in that same category as well. And that's good for 80% during that stretch. I also have a bunch of different great memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. And if you just, want to go ahead and check out the website, maybe browse a little bit, check out my current record, it's located right on the homepage, and all you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, the Bears dropped both games 1 and 2 to the Lions in this very series. They were doubled up this morning 6-3. They also lost the series opener by the final of 4-3. Unfortunately for Bears fans, they're currently on a 4-game losing streak while also dropping 6 out of their last 8. And with this morning's loss, that marks the Bears' third straight series loss. Now, the Lions, on the other side, they're actually just 2.5 games back of the third place Doosan Bears right now in the standings. They're currently on a 3-game winning streak, which includes a dominant 12-0 double-digit shutout victory over the KT Wiz. They've also been victorious in 7 out of their last 9 contests, holding their opponents to just 2.7 runs per contest on average during those 9 games. Now, this morning's victory also gives the Lions 3 straight series wins, while also being victorious in 6 out of their last 7 series as well. Now, when it comes to the scoring in this one, when it comes to the total, the number, the Lions' last 2 straight stayed under the total of 9.5 runs. They also saw 7 out of their last 9 stay under the 9.5 as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Bears saw their last 3 straight stay under that number themselves. 5 out of their last 7 also stayed below the total of 9.5. So with all that said and done, give me the Samsung Lions plus 1.5 and the under 9.5 in that contest. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout because I have a headache from the neighbors running the chainsaw. But I also want to welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for Thursday's KBO baseball action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just have to quickly remind you that after Tuesday's sports wagering action, I improved to 15-2 in my last 17 extra daily pick premium plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. And once again, like I said earlier, that's a website where I sell really great sports pick subscriptions beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. There's also a bunch of different great memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. And like I said earlier, one of those packages is called the Extra Daily Pick Tier Membership. It's only $2.99 through the end of the month. We'll bill you the day you sign up, and then the first of every month following that. And in addition to going 15-2 in my last 17 in that membership, I'm also hitting at 20-5 in my last 25 picks in that category as well. And that's good for 80% during that span. I strongly recommend you at least consider using the website for sports picks. They're my personal plays, games that I personally have action on. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And with that, let's go ahead and move on. I'm talking about the LG Twins versus the Hanwha Eagles, 5:30 a.m. East. The Twins are minus 335, no surprise there. Total's 9.5 flat. The Eagles are plus 225 for an upset. And if you like the Twins to cover, they're minus 175, laying the 1.5. Now, the Twins are coming off a 7-1 victory over the Eagles this morning. They're currently on a 3-game winning streak, which includes a victory over the Lotte Giants, where they put up double-digit runs in that affair. Their 6-1 record in their last 7 is good for 86% during that short span. They also held their opponents to just 3 runs per contest on average in those 6 victories. The Twins are just 2 games behind the NC Dinos for first place in the league. They're taking on a Hanwha team who's quickly back to their losing ways, dropping both games 1 and 2 of this series. And I don't know, guys, in case you missed it, we've not only made a fortune off the Hanwha fade on Patreon, I guess we'll call it the Hanwha fade, but just to give you an idea, the Eagles have lost 20 out of their last 22. So, yeah, that's good for this guy right here. The Eagles have averaged a measly 2.6 runs per contest in their last 14 games. Needless to say, the 9-29 Eagles are currently in last place in the KBO with a .237 win percentage through 38 games. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Hanwha's last 3 stayed under the total of 9.5 runs. 4 out of their last 6 also stayed under that number. Meanwhile, on the Twins side of things, 8 out of their last 11 stayed under the 9.5 themselves. Give me the LG Twins minus 1.5 and the under 9.5 in that game. Next contest, NC Dinos versus the Kia Tigers, 5:30 a.m. Eastern start time. The Dinos are minus 150, totals 8.5 juice to the over. The Tigers are the $1.15 favorite. They're also minus 150, catching the 1.5. Now, Kia's taken both games 1 and 2 from the Dinos early in the series already. They came from behind this morning for a 7-6 victory, along with a 7-4 win in Game 1. Now, the Tigers' 6-2 record in their last 8 is good for 75% during that short stretch. They're also just 3.5 games back of second place in the division. Now, the Dinos on the other side, not really sure what's going on with them. They've dropped 4 out of their last 5, and that includes a ridiculous 18-5 double-digit loss to the Kiwoong Heroes. Now, the Dinos pitching staff, like I said, not sure what's going on here. They've really struggled during this patch of games, giving up a total of 7.7 runs per contest on average in their last 7. Now, total-wise, tons of overs for the Dinos and their backers. And with regard to Thursday's total, well, the Dinos' last 4 straight went way over the total of 8.5 runs. As a matter of fact, 20 out of their last 21 contests all got over the total of 8.5 runs. Meanwhile, the Tigers on the other side, they saw 5 out of their last 7 get over that number themselves. So give me the Kia Tigers plus 1.5 and the over 8.5 in that contest. All right, next game, Lotte Giants versus the Kiwoong Heroes, 5:30 a.m. Eastern start time. The Giants are the $1.18 favorite, totals 9.5 juice to the under. The Heroes on the other side are the minus 110 favorite and minus $1.82, catching the 1.5 on the run line. Kiwoong's dropped 2 out of their last 3, including a 7-5 loss to this very Giants team. They've also been victorious in just 3 out of their last 7, and that includes 2 losses to the 7th place Samsung Lions during that span as well. They're taking on a Giants team who won 8 out of their last 11. Good stretch for them right now, and they averaged 8 runs per game on average in their last 5 victories. Now, Lotte is just 2 games behind the Doosan Bears for 3rd place in the league. And when it comes to the total in this one, 3 out of Lotte's last 4 got over the total of 9.5 runs. 5 out of their last 8 also got over that total. Meanwhile, on the Kiwoong side, 3 out of their last 4 got over that number themselves. Give me the Lotte Giants plus 1.5 in the over 9.5 in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be KT Wiz versus the SK Wyverns, 5:30 a.m. Eastern start time. The Wiz are minus 165, totals 9.5 juice to the under. And if you like the Wyverns in an upset, they're plus $1.30 to win it and minus 135 to keep it close. Now, 8 out of the Wyverns' last 10 games have finished within 2 runs within each other with regard to the margin of victory. So, short story long, these guys tend to play in very close games. And despite losing 6 out of their last 8, they've still played 500 ball over the course of their past 18 games. So they are taking on a Wiz team who's won just 4 out of their last dozen themselves. They've given up nearly 7 runs a game on average during those 12 contests. The Wiz are currently in 8th place in the 10-team KBO, winning just 15 out of 37 total games on the season. Now, scoring-wise, the Wiz last 4 straight got over the total of 9.5 runs. 6 out of their last 7 also got over that number. Give me the SK Wyverns plus $1.30 and the over 9.5 in that contest. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Wednesday or Thursday to you, depending on when you're watching this. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.